Leveling up in Destiny 2 can be a confusing process for some newer players because most people are just used to a system where you earn XP and then level up that way, and Destiny 2 has that, but also it's only to a certain point, and once you pass that you'll just pretty much be graded on the average level of the gear you have. As that average level increases, your level will increase, and that's how you level up in the Destiny 2 endgame. The first step to this process is to complete the story mode. This should put you at around level 20 and around 200 light. I've completed the story mode myself and I've seen 3 other people complete it, and we all came out at around that point, so you could be a little higher, you could be a little lower, but it's essentially going to be level 20 and basically 200 light. The next step is just to play the game. As you play, the game will drop gear that's slightly better than the gear you currently have, so you equip that, you'll increase your light level, and then the game will start dropping stuff that's slightly higher than that level, and the process just continues until you get to 260 or 265. You could do this by playing strikes, playing the Crucible, just doing patrols. I think the best way is public events. If you farm the heroic events, which basically just you have to do a little task in the event and then it'll become better or more difficult, and then you'll get 2 blues and a token plus a chance at even better loot when you open the box, like legendary and exotic engrams. And legendary and exotic engrams do drop quite often. I saw 3 or 4 drop last night when me and my fire team were farming these events. So it's pretty easy once you know how to do the heroic events and you get in a good flow of it. You're going to be getting like 2 blues guaranteed, and those blues are pretty much always going to be slightly better than the gear you currently have. And then there's also the token you get, which you can trade into the vendor in that patrol space in order for legendary engrams, which will be light level slightly higher than the light you have. And there's also a chance for the stuff you kill to drop blue engrams that will be slightly higher than the light you have. So as you can see, this gives you so much potential for doing this, and these events can be done very quickly. Maybe 8 in an hour or so, so you're getting a lot of blues. If you just look on the map, you get in a good rhythm of farming them. You could just go from event to event, constantly getting the loot. It's pretty simple, and you'll get a lot of tokens, and then you could trade those in for legendary engrams. While doing this, you want to take a scouting report and have someone on your fire team with a sniper. If you zoom in with a sniper, or pretty much any weapon, but a sniper has the most range, obviously. But if you zoom in with these while you have the scouting report on, it'll actually mark chests that are further away in the area, and you can open these chests to get tokens. And you can also get other loot out of them. I've gotten legendary engrams. I've never gotten an exotic, but I've gotten blue engrams, and I've also gotten tokens out of it. And like I said, these tokens have value because you can trade them for legendary engrams, so just the more tokens you have, the better. And there's generally going to be a little bit of downtime between these events, like you're just fast traveling to an area and you might have a minute, 30 seconds, or 2 minutes to wait before the event comes up. So you might as well just check for these, if there's any chests in the immediate area, and pick up a few tokens rather quickly. High value targets will also spawn and drop a loot chest. You'll see in the bottom left hand corner it'll say a high value target is entering your area, so just track him down and kill him. Once you learn the areas, you'll know who the high value target is. It's generally a big guy with a yellow health bar. So once you kill him, he'll drop a chest which will give you a token and potential for more loot, like I've said. So these chests, the events, and the high value targets that come in while you're doing the events will result in a lot of tokens quite rapidly. So once you have been farming for a while and you've increased your light a little bit from getting a lot of blues, maybe you've replaced a majority of your gear and you have 30 tokens or so, go back to the vendor and trade them to him, and you'll get a legendary engram that should be slightly above your light level, and you'll get 2 purples from this, and that may result in a nice jump in light, and then the game will start dropping higher loot. So let's say you go from 220 to let's say you go from 226 to 229, you'll start getting 229 loot, and then once you get up to 233 or so, you go back and then you'll maybe get up to 235. It takes a while, but basically, as you get better loot, the game will start dropping better loot, so you just have to keep grinding and keep doing these events so you'll keep getting a higher light level. Make sure you destroy loot you're no longer using by dismantling it, and then you'll get gunsmith parts, which you could trade to the gunsmith in the tower, and he will also give you a legendary engram, which will give you 2 legendaries, I believe. So there's just a lot of ways you're getting so many materials to trade to people. You're getting the potential from the public event, the box you open, you're getting 2 blues from that guaranteed, plus a token. There's also the potential from the stuff you kill during the event to drop blues that is slightly higher than your level. You're getting the tokens from the vendor in the patrol area, which will give you legendaries that are slightly better than you. And then you're also, while doing this, you're going to be dismantling stuff that's going to give you gunsmith parts, which you could trade for gear that'll be slightly higher than your level. So as you can see, it results in so many different sources of gear that you're going to be having, and you could do all these things quite rapidly. Like I said, an event will probably take 6 to 7 minutes generally, and if you do the heroic, you're guaranteed 2 blues, so you can farm these very quickly. But once you get up to 260 or 261 light, blues will no longer help you, and you'll pretty much only need purples at that point. And I noticed I started getting more legendary engram drops once I was around this point. I don't know if it's just lucky or me noticing it more, but I feel like I was getting more legendaries at this point. The vendor gear will also go up to 265, so you could be trading in those tokens for those. But once you get to 265, those really don't help you anymore unless there's a specific weapon you're going for, but they won't I don't think they increase past 265. I'm at 267 light currently, so and I'm still seeing 265 from those vendors, and they were generally slightly higher than my current light, so I think those vendor gear cap out at 265, but there are still some very good weapons in there that you should probably go for. Getting past 265 is the hard part because that requires weapon mods pretty much. You'll need weapons that have these +5 stat mods that you'll get out of the legendary engrams. I don't think the vendor gear can drop with this. I generally just get these out of legendary engrams. There's just potential that it'll come with this. And then if you have a 265 piece plus a +5 modifier, you'll be at 270. So make sure you check legendaries before you dismantle them to see if they have this modifier. You'll see here I have this bad news hand cannon that's at light level 264, and it has one of these +5 mods. So when I infuse it here with this shattered piece 265 hand cannon, it'll be at 270, and that'll allow me to increase my light level. So once you do this for all of your armor pieces, then you'll actually be at 270. Since your light rating is just an average of all your gear, you need to be at all of these pieces at 270 to actually be at 270 light. And once you're at 265 light, you can start doing the powerful gear milestones. Don't do them before. Like, if you're lower than 265 light, I wouldn't recommend doing the powerful gear milestones because they're not going to drop things that are actually powerful. They'll drop things around your light level. For example, you could do the Nightfall at 230 light, but if you do it at 230, it might give you like 235 light items, and that might be a nice little increase for you then. But if you do it at 265, you might get 270 light items, and that's a lot more useful for you. So once you're at 265 light, do these powerful gear milestones, like the Nightfall, the raid when it comes out, obviously, the flash points, and then also the clan stuff. There's a clan reward that will give you powerful gear. Once you complete all these, they should give you a nice boost in light, and it's a waste to do it beforehand because you're not actually going to get things that are that powerful. So hopefully when you complete these powerful gear milestones, you'll be able to level up past 265. And I don't know if these will drop like base 270. If they drop base 270 items, then if you put a +5 on a base 270, it'll be 275, and then that'll be extremely like helpful for your light level. I plan on running the Nightfall tonight, so I'm not sure quite what it drops, but those powerful gear items should be higher than 265 if you're at 265. But that's basically it. You just gotta grind public events to get to 265, and then do powerful gear milestones, and then grind public events again for legendary engrams in hopes that you get a weapon or piece of loot with a +5 mod on it. That's basically all it is. You need to, if you check your pieces before you dismantle them for these +5 mods, they can't be on blues I don't think, but they can be on purple, so just check your purples for those. And if you want to increase even higher, what you gotta do is you gotta make a new character of the same type and finish your story, and then transfer your gear over, and then do the powerful gear milestones again. And once the raid and the trials come out, that'll be when we really can increase our light rapidly, or like even past 270, like potentially into the 300s from the raid and the trials. And if you have multiple characters of the same type, like say I have 3 Titans, I have 3 chances at getting Titan. So say I get the helmet on my first, and then like the boots on my second, and the chest on my third. That's 3 pieces of gear that's actually quite good for me, and it's going to increase my light quite substantially. But if you have 3 of different types, then you only have 1 chance at getting the gear for that particular type. I'm actually going to go with 2 Titans and 1 Warlock, I think, but just depends on you. If you really want to level up rapidly and be ready for the hard mode raid once it comes out, then you got to probably have 3 characters of the same type and really grind for gear and hope that you get lucky on the drops. That's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope this helped you increase your light level and that you really understand what you got to do now. Basically, if you just got to do the heroic events, there's several videos on how to make the events heroic, and I will make separate farming videos for each of the spaces, which I'll go over how to make the events in that space heroic. So like I said, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching. Please like it if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for future Destiny 2 videos.